I'm Robin Tillman, and we're here for the CTC this weekend with Carrie Scrimma, the founder of ACTA, to start you off on the writer's briefing.
Okay, let's remember, safety first. Use safety and common sense always. You always have the option to pass on an obstacle. It's a good idea if you don't have a horse that is trained to do that obstacle and you yourself are pretty nervous, just pass on the obstacle. Maybe let your horse observe some other horses, but that's the best thing to do.
Judging. When you approach an obstacle, call out your rider number and your division. The judge in turn will repeat your name and the division, and then to make sure that it's yours.
Okay, the timer will begin once your horse's head crosses the timer. But remember, if a judge can see you anywhere on the course, they can judge you.
If you don't complete the task within the allotted time, you're going to get a 0 for that obstacle. So it's much better to leave the obstacle half finished than it is to time out.
We often get asked, what is ACTA looking for? Well, they're looking for athleticism, balance, cadence, finesse from the rider, proper use of aids, soft hands, and certainly working within the time frame given on the obstacle.
For the horse, we're looking for willingness, athleticism, bravery, and skill.
Okay, remember, all scores are final. You may not argue with an ACTA judge.
Judges will not school the competitors during an obstacle. You can certainly have the judge repeat what needs to be done, but they can't school you.
Okay, remember, this is not a timed event. We would appreciate you moving along between obstacles. Don't lollygag. Have fun. Enjoy your competitors. You may lope if you want to, but be very careful of other riders. If you're passing, make sure another rider knows. Pass on the left, just like as if you were driving a car, and let that other contestant know you're coming up behind them.
This isn't a timed event or a race. Remember to relax and have fun out on the trail.
Okay, be courteous and
cheer each other on.
But don't coach. Don't coach another contestant while they're performing. So that's part of being courteous. You'll just confuse them if you try to coach them. At the end, you can cheer them on, but while they're doing their obstacle, don't coach them.
Be aware of your location in relation to other horses. Any horse can kick. Make sure you stay away from the back of other horses and that you don't put your horse or yourself in a dangerous situation. Remember that you are the driver.
Okay, try not to leave another horse behind. This is part of being courteous. If you have completed an obstacle and there is a horse standing there by himself, make sure that you wait. It's just a courtesy, but the judge may notice it and give you a plus for having good horsemanship.
If you come to an obstacle that you're uncomfortable with, simply indicate pass when you give your rider number and division, and you'll receive a 0 for that obstacle, but at least you're still going to be safe.
It's important for you, it is your responsibility to know the ACTA rules. Don't go out there with a tie down. Those are not permitted. Anything that impedes the motion of a horse's head is not permitted by ACTA. So no running martingales, no tie downs, no training equipment that would run through the bit, such as draw reins. Do not wear those things. Stallions.
Stallions, they must be double tied to a trailer when they're at the trailer. They have to have a yellow ribbon in their tail.
Okay. Dress appropriately for being out there on trail. No shorts, no sneakers.
No bareback pads. You must have a saddle of some sort.
Okay. You may not wear a halter. If what you're putting on your horse's head is advertised as a legitimate hackamore, such as, for example, Pirelli advertises his headgear which looks very similar to a rope halter, but he advertises it as a Pirelli hackamore. If you can prove that it is advertised as a hackamore, you may wear it, but I'd be very careful of that situation.
The fall of a horse or a rider is reason for a DQ. And the horse is considered down if any point above the knee touches the ground.
And that means if he lays down in the water.
Very noticeable lameness or injury will also be reason for a DQ. We're not talking that he's just a little off or a little gimpy. If he's lame.
Okay. The use of excessive force or unsportsmanlike behavior would be grounds for a disqualification.
And weather, if it begins to lightning, return to camp or follow the instructions by your ride host here. Your ride host here today is going to go ahead and give you the rest of the information to discuss the obstacles in the trail that you'll encounter today. Thanks.
Make sure you ask any questions of your ride host that are troubling you. Don't go out there and ask your judge. There are things you may ask your judge, and you may take your information with you. You know, you don't have to memorize these obstacles. Please bring your ride sheet with you and know what it is you're supposed to do before you get to the obstacle.
This rider's briefing is an opportunity for you to ask the questions now before you get out on the trail. But don't be intimidated by this. Go out, have fun, and enjoy your horse.
Thanks for riding with VID00001.